I'm 78 years old, and I need to tell you something that most people my age won't admit. I wasted 20 years of my life being angry. Not the kind of anger that comes and goes, the kind that sits in your chest like a stone, the kind that becomes so familiar you forget it's even there. You just think that's who you are. But it's not who you are. It's who you became. And there's a difference, a painful one. I remember a Tuesday evening in 1987. My daughter was 9 years old. She had made a drawing at school, a house with a big yellow sun and 4 stick figures holding hands, our family. She came running into the living room, holding it up like it was the most important thing in the world. And to her, it was. But I had just come home from work. My boss had passed me over for a promotion again, and I was sitting in my chair stewing, going over every word he said, every look he gave me, rehearsing arguments I would never have. My daughter stood there in front of me with that drawing, and I said, I don't remember exactly what I said. Something short, something dismissive. Not now, maybe, or put it on the fridge. Without looking up, she walked away quietly. She didn't cry. That's the part that still gets me. She didn't cry. She had already learned not to expect much from me when I was like that. She was 9, and she had already learned that. I found that drawing 30 years later, folded up in a box of her old things. The yellow sun was so bright. I sat in my kitchen, a grown man holding a child's drawing, and I cried for the first time in years. Here's what I didn't understand for most of my life. I thought my anger was about other people. My boss who didn't respect me. My brother who borrowed money and never paid it back. My wife who I felt didn't understand how hard I worked. I carried a list in my head. Everyone who had wronged me, everything that wasn't fair, and every day I'd add to it. A driver who cut me off. A neighbor who let his dog bark at night. It sounds almost silly when I say it now, but it didn't feel silly then. It felt righteous. That's the trap of anger. It makes you feel like you're the only one who sees the truth, like everyone else is blind, and you're the only one paying attention. But the truth is, I wasn't paying attention at all, not to the things that mattered. While I was keeping score of every small injustice, my daughter grew up. My son stopped asking me to play catch. My wife started spending her evenings in the other room, and I barely noticed, because anger is loud, but it's also blind. It fills up every room you walk into, and eventually, people stop walking in. They don't leave all at once. They just get quieter. They stop sharing things. They stop asking. And one day you look up from your chair and the house is silent, not peaceful, just empty. My wife passed away 11 years ago, pancreatic cancer, very fast. From the day she was told to the day she left was 14 weeks. And in those 14 weeks, something broke open inside me. Not because I suddenly became a better man, but because time ran out. All those arguments I held on to, all those evenings I spent being right instead of being kind, they suddenly looked so small. I sat next to her bed every day, and she held my hand. After everything, after all those years of me being difficult, being closed off, being angry at the world, she held my hand. She said to me once, near the end, "You always had a good heart, Frank. You just kept it locked up." I wish I had opened it sooner. I wish I had put down that list of grievances and picked up my daughter's drawing instead. I wish I had said, "Show me, tell me about it." instead of not now, I wish I had turned to my wife on any one of those 1,000 ordinary evenings and said, "I'm glad you're here." Not because something special was happening, just because she was there. And that was enough. But I didn't. And you can't get those evenings back. That's the thing about time. It doesn't warn you. It doesn't tap you on the shoulder and say, "Pay attention. This matters." It just moves quietly. And one day you realize the people you were too angry to appreciate were the only ones who stayed. I'm not telling you this so you feel sorry for me. I've made my peace with most of it. My daughter and I are close now. It took years. A lot of quiet conversations, a lot of me learning to say, "I was wrong and I'm sorry." Not just once, many times, because trust doesn't come back with one apology. It comes back slowly, like a sunrise. But here's the one thing I want you to hold on to. Anger will tell you it's protecting you. It will tell you that if you let it go, people will walk all over you, that you need it. But you don't. What you need is the thing anger replaces. You need softness, patience, the willingness to be present for the small, ordinary moments, because that's where your life actually happens. Not in the big fights, not in being right, not in winning arguments no one else remembers. Your life happens in Tuesday evenings, in children's drawings, in someone sitting next to you, not saying anything, just being there. Don't miss it. I missed 20 years of it, and I'm telling you this from the other side, where you can see it clearly, but you can't go back. You still can. If there's someone in your life you've been too proud or too stubborn to reach out to, maybe tonight is the night, not tomorrow. Tonight. You don't need a speech. You don't need to have it all figured out. Sometimes all it takes is, "I've been thinking about you." That's enough. That's more than enough. Thank you for listening to An Old Man's Story. I hope some part of it stays with you.